Well, welcome to the first meeting, or the September 1st meeting of Sacramento County's LAFCO. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioners Jones,
Present.
Desmond,
Here.
Frost,
Here.
Liebig,
Here.
and Lowly. I don't see him. Are you here, Commissioner Lowly? No.
And me, I'm here.
Oh, thank you, Commissioner Little, and thank you. We have a quorum.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I am going to call on Commissioner Desmond to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, thank you very much. Everybody please stand and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of
To
the
the
United States
flag.
of America and to the
And
republic
Republic,
which
United
stands
States
one
of
nation,
America,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
Republic,
liberty and justice
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you very much. I will read the cable announcement here. This meeting of the Local Agency Formation Commission is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the Local Government Affairs channel, on Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and AT&T Uverse. This meeting is closed captioned and live streamed at metro14live.saccounty.net. Today's meeting will be repeated Friday, September 3rd at 2 p.m. on Channel 14. This meeting can also be viewed on youtube.com/MetroCable14. Is there anyone who would like to address the commission on any matter not on the agenda? Now would be the time.
For those in the audience who would like to address the commission, you may raise your hand, use the raise hand function, and then we will call on you.
Do we have any? All right. Will the clerk please announce the consent calendar?
Yes, we have the consent calendar, items 1 through 6.
Mr. Chair, I move consent. This is Commissioner Jones.
Okay.
Commissioner
Second,
Liebig, I
Desmond.
second.
And excuse me, this is Deanne Gillick. I just want to clarify on the item being continued for the public hearing announcement. I believe it needs to be continued to a date certain, to the November date. And I believe that's November 3rd, and the executive officer will confirm that specific date.
That is correct. You beat me to it, Deanne.
Yeah, sorry. Mhm.
So
Thank you.
Do we need to adjust that?
Mr. Chair, I amend my motion to accept the amendment of the date certain
Okay, thank you. And
for that item.
Commissioner Liebig?
Yep, I'll accept that for a second.
Okay. All right, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Little,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Desmond,
Aye.
Frost,
Aye.
Liebig.
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor?
Okay. The clerk please call the next item.
Next item is our business items, update on the independent and special district commissioner and alternate commissioner selection process.
Mr. Chair and members, item number 7 is just an update for you. It's an informational item only. It contains basically the dates and the next steps for the current special district election. As you know, seat number 7 is open, or at least the term for Commissioner Jones expires at the end of the year, end of the calendar year, and so her office would normally be open for re-election. In addition, the alternate commissioner seat for special district is also open. Commissioner Moore is filling out a term, and so it naturally goes off for an election as well. Nominations have been sent out. We're waiting for the nominations to be due back on September 30th. And then at that point, we will be sending out ballots to the special districts and hopefully be able to call an election by November 19th.
Thank you. And our next item, item 8.
Item number 8 is the designation of voting delegates for the CalAFCO conference in October.
Mr. Chair, members, assuming that there's going to be a CalAFCO conference in October, they typically have an election for members to sit on the board of directors. And in that space, you need to designate someone who can vote on your behalf. And in addition, an alternate should the person that you designate is unavailable to go. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Diane, but I believe the commissioners who are going are Commissioners Jones, Frost, and Liebig, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm also planning on going, but typically you want to designate a voting member to be a member of the commission. So with that, you should ask if anybody's willing to be the voting member and the alternate.
Who is willing to be the voting member?
I believe,
Chairman Little, this is Gay, Commissioner Jones. Thank you. Sorry, I jumped the raise my hand function. Apologies. Yes, usually in past, yes, we have one person officially votes. However, commissioners and staff do reach a consensus on that particular vote. And it's all been in good, it's all been good contributions and things have worked smoothly. This year, I am responsible as an elections committee person for being on the CalAFCO board. And that means I might have to be in another region's roundtable for this. So I would like to defer to either Commissioner Liebig or Commissioner Frost to be the voting member because I might be out of the room having to run the election in another region, because I have to fulfill the responsibility on that committee for CalAFCO.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Liebig or Frost? I see
Yes,
Frost stand up. Yeah.
I believe the person who is voting needs to be there for the vote, and I'm not sure when that takes place, but I know that I had to take a flight out, I think around 3, which means I have to leave around 1 or noon. So I'm not sure what the timeline is for Lindsay on timing of on the last day of the event. Right. Gay, you probably know better than all of us because you've been to these. I've been to one before, I think, and seemed like the person who's voting needs to be there on that last day.
Yes, ma'am, but I don't have the calendar of events in front of me. I believe the elections are on Thursday. So that could suffice. But we also do a primary voting and we can do an alternate voting member. So we should be covered.
I'm
I'm
going to be
sorry,
there
Jose,
the
do
entire
you
time.
happen
I'm
to have-
happy to do it, but it doesn't matter to me. So that would be perfect, and I can be an alternate if there's a problem. That works, Lindsay. Thank you.
Great. Do we need to take a vote on this, or are we just good with it the way it is?
Yes, we need to take a vote.
Okay. So will somebody please make a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move primary voting member as Lindsay Liebig, and second alternate voting member, Supervisor Frost, Commissioner
Second.
Frost.
Okay, moved by Jones, seconded by Commissioner Desmond. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Sure.
Just if we could ask for public comment before we take action. And I did see a raised hand, but I think that's been removed. So just want to confirm that there's nobody that would like to comment.
Okay, is
Thank
there any public comment or any comment from anyone else?
Thank you, Council. Yeah, I'm looking at the list of attendees and no one has their hands raised, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. All right, so will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes. Commissioner Little,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Desmond,
Aye.
Frost,
Aye.
Liebig.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passed.
Okay. Our next item, please.
Next item is item number 9, public hearings to consider and approve the environmental review and the City of Galt Summerfield at Twin Cities Road project reorganization.
Oh, and there's our Commissioner Laloe.
Chair Little, I just want to announce for the public record that I'll need to recuse myself from this item.
Okay,
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, members, I'm going to attempt to share my screen and hopefully it'll be the right screen. Yes. So before you is the consider and approve the environmental review and the City of Galt Summerfield at Twin Cities Road project reorganization, LAFCO project number 0620 with a mitigated negative declaration for the CEQA review. It's agenda item number 9. The Summerfield parcel consists of a single 58.1 acre parcel located north of the intersection of Twin Cities Road and Marengo Road, and it's approximately 1.6 miles east of Highway 99. It is located directly north of the City of Galt city limits, and it is within the city's approved sphere of influence. It is designated for urbanization by the city's general plan, and the project proposes a private gated community consisting of about 211 single-family lots with a 7.9 acre open space buffer to the north and a 2.2 acre private park located within the center of the subdivision. I will call your attention that these are the City of Galt's city limits, and the Summerfield site is here with this blue dotted line here as the city's sphere on the north side of the city limits. So the City of Galt approved the resolution of application on April 15th, 2020, and an application for annexation was subsequently filed with LAFCO in January of this year, 2021. The City Council approved a property tax exchange with the County of Sacramento on June 1st, 2021, and the County Board of Supervisors following suit on July 13th, 2021. The requested actions are for the Commission to approve the annexation of the parcel into Galt with a concurrent detachment from the Slough House Resource Conservation District and the Galt Irrigation District. This is the project site specifically. Again, you can see Twin Cities Road immediately to the south, and Marengo Road is perpendicular to Twin Cities, right about the halfway point of the project site. The land use designations are low density residential in the City of Galt's general plan, with an open space buffer up to the top and a public, quasi-public square right in the middle of the project site. The pre-zoning is pretty much residential with a planned development overlay, and again with the park being designated as public, quasi-public, and an open space at the buffer at the to the north. The layout, the internal layout of the Summerfield project will look something like this. Again, it's about 211 single-family residences, and it's a private gated community. The services are expected to change are the following: animal control, building and safety, engineering, public works, construction, flood control, general government, library, parks and recreation, planning and land use, police, law enforcement, road maintenance, street lighting, water, and wastewater. Those will transfer from the existing customer service reps to to either the city of Galt, or in the case of animal control, still retaining with the county of Sacramento, but now falling under the contract that the city has with the county, and with flood control being a joint effort between the county of Sacramento and the homeowners association for Summerfield. The services that are expected to remain the same are, again, animal control and flood control, but for electric service, fire protection, natural gas, public transportation, telephone, and landline and cellular, and television and cable, all remaining the same as the current providers. The city of Galt was the lead agency for the project. They prepared and approved an initial study and mitigated negative declaration on the project on September 15, 2020. They have a mitigation monitoring and reporting plan that is included as part of the review that will take any environmental impacts or measures that the project could have and mitigate it down to a less than significant impact. Your staff report should also contain a list of all the factors you need to take into account under Cortese Nord-Schwarzburg as attachment A to the report. And the city of Galt indicates that it has the capacity and the capability to extend services without lowering or compromising the service it currently delivers to its existing customers. And the city also indicates that they retain, or there will be collecting sufficient funds to offset the increase in demand of services. So the staff recommendations are for the commission to take the following actions. Recognize that the city of Galt, as the lead agency for the project, has prepared a mitigated negative declaration and CEQA determinations, including a mitigation monitoring plan, which should be recognized and found to be adequate for the purposes of the reorganization, and direct staff to file the notice of determination in compliance with CEQA. Adopt LAFCO resolution LAFC 2021-16-0901, adding any additional conditions the commission finds appropriate, and approve the city of Galt Summerfield at Twin City Roads project reorganization. Waive the conducting authority proceedings subject to Government Code 56663 and local policies. Direct me as your executive officer to complete the necessary filings and transmittals as required by law, and determine that the effective date of the approval of this agreement to be 5 working days after the recordation of the public, after the recordation of by the county recorder of the executive officer's certificate of completion once the imposed conditions are met. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have on this, on the project. I would also like to recognize Craig Hoffman, who is the Director for Community Development for the City of Galt, and Cindy Ganas, who is a planner for the same department, are in the audience. And in addition, Nick Advents from the Thomas Law Group, who represents the developer, is also available to answer any questions you may have on the project.
Are there any questions from commissioners?
Mr. Chair,
Any
this
from
is
the public?
Commissioner Jones.
Yes.
Hello. Oh, thank you. I apologize for not being able to find this out ahead of time, but perhaps it's a question for the applicant or perhaps our EO. Is there an overlap between the American River South Subbasin and this particular project? In other words, is the water source from Galt irrigation into whatever the other column said, is that dependent on, or does that use groundwater from the American River South Subbasin?
That would fall in the Consumidus Subbasin. It's all still contained within the Consumidus Subbasin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lindsay, the Consumidus Subbasin, Commissioner Livet, that one is a larger overlap, or is it a separate basin?
No, it's all within All of this is within the Consumnes subbasin because that's south of the Consumnes River. So there'd be no overlap within
Okay.
groundwater basins.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Any other questions? Any questions from the public? Comments?
So this project, Mr. Chair, it's been approved by the city of Galt, I'm assuming. or
Yes.
In favor. As far as the housing within city of Galt, I'm not too familiar with it. Is there a shortage? Is there an issue with affordable housing or anything to that factor?
Jose, would you like me to answer that?
Yes, please.
Sure. The city's just completing its housing element for 2029 or 2021 going through 2029. We received 1,926 RENA allocations. This project is a project that helps meet our above moderate development. It is a different type of housing for the community, more of an executive type housing in a gated community, slightly larger lots, and the expectation is slightly larger houses. So it's a diversity of housing that we currently don't have. And I think that's what the Planning Commission, City Council saw that as an interest. But I would say it is not a project alone that helps us meet our RENA numbers. It's not a project that meets our low and very low numbers. Those are going to be higher density projects.
Thank you.
And if I just may add, the RENA numbers are located as part of your staff report.
Yeah.
They do show that basically housing for above moderate is the largest category of their allocations for the city of Galt. And so, as Mr. Hoffman indicated, this will help them meet some of that demand.
Any other comments, questions?
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Do we have a motion?
Motion to move forward with the request.
Second from Frost.
Okay. We have a motion to approve the staff request for resolution 2021-16-0901 made by Commissioner Laloy and seconded by Commissioner Frost. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, public comment, please, an
Oh,
opportunity.
okay. I thought I'm sorry, I thought I'd asked for comments, but
Okay, and maybe I missed it, and I just, since there weren't, yeah, I'm sorry if I missed it.
He sort of did, but I've been checking out to see if anybody raised their hands in the audience, and no one has so far. So
Okay,
is there anybody in the public that would like to comment?
there are no hands raised, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
thank you.
all right. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Little,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Desmond.
He recused.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Frost,
Aye.
Liebig,
Aye.
and Lowly.
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor, motion passed.
Okay, thank you.
And if I could just say thank you, board, for your consideration tonight.
Pleasure. Thank you. Okay, let's see, our next item.
Next item is questions and announcements. Got anything from the commissioners or the executive officer?
Anybody have anything? All right, well, if there are no comments,
I do have just a couple more announcements. Want to let you know that I have received several inquiries for new projects that are down the pike. Not just the south of airport project, but also there's another one for a city of Sacramento, and one that could possibly also occur for an annexation into a district. So things are moving out there.
Okay.
As I indicated before the meeting started, I've met with all of the regular commissioners. I hope to pivot to meeting with the alternate commissioners soon as well, either in person, by phone, or Zoom. Caution being the better part of valor, given what's going on out there. It'll probably end up being Zoom, but once I meet with the alternates, I do plan on meeting some of the administrators for the various agencies in the county. I have met with some already, and I hope to start moving with introducing myself, however briefly it may be, to the remainder for the next couple months.
Great. Sounds like you're off to a good start.
I hope so.
And you're going to be busy.
Chair Little, I'd just like to say thank you to Jose for coming out to my district and meeting with me. I enjoyed connecting and learning about his vision for LAFCO, and appreciate all your hard work and connecting with us. So,
Well, thank you.
Very good. Anyone else? Any comments? All right. Well, I believe then that we will conclude this meeting at 5:59. Thank you all, and
Thanks.
see you next month.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.